Hello everyone, I am Geraldine Bunaos and for today I am going to present a vlog about the proper demonstration of surgical hand scrub, applying and removing of sterile gloves, donning and removing of sterile gown, caps, mask, and eyewear, and preparing and maintaining a sterile field.
Proper surgical hand scrub. This procedure should be done for 3 to 5 minutes. Before doing the procedure, remove all the jewelries from both hands and arms. Ready the scrub. Remove the sterile surgical sponge from its wrapper and moisten sponge under the running water by squeezing or releasing it with fingertips together. Use a light but firm pressure to stroke the nails in the back and forth motion. With the abrasive brush side of the sponge approximately 30 times. The abrasive brush side is only used on your fingertips. The not abrasive side should be used on the remainder of the scrub. Next, turn the sponge over to the non-abrasive side. Place fingers side by side, including the thumb, and scrub the surface of the thumb 10 strokes. Then turn the hand over and scrub the dorsal surface 10 strokes. Next, scrub the outside surface of the thumb. Rinse to the tip of the thumb 10 strokes. Continue to apply 10 strokes to the other side of the thumb into each side of your fingers. Once you scrub an area, do not go back. Now that you scrub your hand, it's time to scrub your arm to the other side. When scrubbing each third of the forearm, try 10 strokes to the top, thumb, and both sides of each section. Like before, once you scrub the area, do not go back. Repeat the scrub on other hand and arm. Once both hands and arms are complete, discard the surgical sponge into the trash can. Start rinsing your fingertips. Continue to the hand, forearm, and elbow, moving in one forward direction. With water always your elbow. Always raise your hand above your elbow. Do not move arms back and forth in the water. If you need additional rinsing, completely remove your arm from the water stream and re-enter at the fingertips until you reach the elbow. To avoid contamination, keep hands above level of the elbow and away from scrub, attire, and non-sterile surfaces. Allow residual water to drip off the elbows and into the sink. Do not shake or wave hands and arms to remove excess water. Dry hands with sterile towel. Applying and removing of sterile gloves. Sterile gloves provides a barrier between the nurse's hands and the object she contacts. The nurse is able to freely touch objects in the sterile field without fear of contamination. When wearing sterile gloves, the nurse should always remain conscious of which objects are sterile and which objects are not. You need a pair of sterile gloves. Sterile gloves comes in various sizes. You need to have the correct size. Before opening the gloves, make sure you are done hand washing. Carefully open the package. Notice that there are two coverings of each side of the sterile gloves. We have the outer package and the inner package. Grasp the inner package and lay it on a clean, flat surface, just above waist level. Each glove has a cuff approximately 5 cm or 2 inches wide. Glove your dominant hand first. My dominant hand is my left hand. I will glove it first. With thumb and first 2 fingers of your non-dominant hand, touch only the glove's inner surface. Touch first the dominant glove, 2 fingers and 1 thumb. Grasp the inner surface. Carefully pull glove over the dominant hand. My dominant hand is already gloved. Next, slip the 4 fingers underneath the second glove cuff with the thumb abducted. Place the 4 fingers inside. Carefully pull second glove over your non-dominant hand. Do not allow fingers and thumb of glove dominant hand to touch any part of your exposed dominant hand. You can arrange your sterile gloves. Avoid touching the non-sterile part. Now we are done with donning the sterile gloves. Now we are going to remove the gloves. Grasp the cuff and the inside surface should be enclosed, and slide fingers with your ungloved hand inside the remaining glove. Grasp only inside and remove by turning inside out. So the non-dominant hand will slide it inside. Consider the inside surface as the clean part so you will enclose the soiled area. Discard glove inside the wrapper and appropriate container and wash your hands. Donning and removing of sterile gown. The proper way to don or to put on a lab coat is to remove it from its location. First, insert one arm into the sleeve. Next, insert the arm into the other sleeve. Adjust the shoulders and the sleeves until they are comfortable. Then close the front of the coat. To doff or remove a lab coat, release the front closure and open the front. Slide the fingers of one hand under the cuff of the opposite sleeve and pulling the arm from the sleeve. Remove the arm completely from the sleeve. Slide the fingers of the free hand under the cuff of the remaining sleeve. Hang the coat into the proper location for reuse. If the coat is soiled, act removal. Turn the coat inside out. Place it in the soiled lemon hamper for proper cleaning. Donning of caps, mask, and eyewear. Put the cap on the head and perform hand hygiene. Mask. Perform hand hygiene. Secure the mask either with ties or by placing elastic hair loops around her ears. Fits the flexible band to her nose bridge, making sure it is snug to her face and below her chin. Goggles. Get the goggles and slowly put it outside of the eyes. It protects the eyes from any potential splashes of blood or mucus. Removing of caps, mask, and eyelid. By removing the goggles, only hold the strap because that is the only clean area. Take in, remove, and discard. The fronts of the mask is contaminated. Perform hand hygiene. Instead of touching the mask, grasp the ties or elastics of the mask, carefully removing the mask without touching the front. Same with the cap, grasp the edge at the back to remove it. Discard the mask and the cap in the waste container and perform hand hygiene. Preparing and maintaining a sterile field. To prepare a sterile field, begin by checking the expiration date on the sterile packaging. Look for punctures, tears, stains, and evidences of moisture. Select a flat, dry, clean surface above waist level. To prepare a sterile field from a drape, place a packaging containing the sterile drape on a flat, dry surface. Open the outside cover, grasp the folded top of the drape with the fingertips of one hand. Gently lift the drape from its wrapper without allowing it to touch anything. Left the drape unfold. Hold it away from your body and keeping it above your waist and the work surface. With your other hand, carefully discard the wrapper, then grasp the adjacent corner of the drape and hold it straight over your intended work surface. Position the bottom half of the drape over the top half of the surface. Then allow the top half of the drape to cover the bottom half of the work surface, creating a flat sterile field placement of sterile supplies. Remember, the outer one in the perimeter of the drape is not considered sterile, and you can touch this border without wearing a gloves. To prepare field from a sterile linen wrap package, begin by placing the package on your work surface. Prepare to unwrap both layers by first opening the outside cover and remove the package. Place the package on your work surface. Grasp the outer surface of the tip of the outermost flap. Open the flap away from your body, keeping your arm outstretched and away from the sterile field. Then grasp the outer surface of the edge of the first side flap. Open the flap by pulling it to the side and allowing it to lie flat on the work surface. Be sure to keep your arm to the side and not over the sterile surface. Now open the second side flap the same way. Again, watch your arm. Don't allow it to extend over the sterile surface. Next, grasp the outside border of the last innermost flap. Stay away from the sterile package and pull the flap back, allowing it to fall onto your work surface. To maintain a sterile field, remember these principles. A sterile object remains sterile only if objects attached it are also sterile. A sterile object becomes contaminated when touched by any non-sterile object. Sterile object drop below waist level, both are considered contaminated. A sterile field becomes contaminated if moisture permeated the field. To help maintain a sterile field, avoid reaching across sterile field. Never turn your back on a sterile field. Never leave the room after sterile field is set up. Throughout the procedure, absorb for any break in the sterile field. If any break occurs, set up a new sterile field. The end.